Hello, hello. Uh, hey, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. We're just knocking these fucking fat man lives out like fucking crazy, right? What we were doing once a week for a while. Then we were doing once every 2 weeks, and we went back to once a week. We're fucking crushing it here over at the new Fat Man Nation thing. Listen, if you like what I'm doing, fucking come sign up for the Patreon. All right, it's the first link down below. You'll get behind the scenes shit. You'll get the new leg process that I'm basically showing off on there and showing you the behind the scenes of what it's like to not be a cripple, then be a cripple, and then figure out how not to be a cripple again. So it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That's one thing that fucking Sean can't do, right? Unless he fucking has a lot of fucking money. All right. But before we even get started with this shit, let's go over some sponsors. Listen, Chimera. All right. If you need a quality ball python or ball python advice, okay, fucking check out Chimera. They're the shit. And ball pythons suck for everybody right now, okay? But it doesn't suck for like people like Justin or Bob Vu or Chimera, okay? Because Chimera knows what the fuck they're doing and they'll show you how to do it. Go visit Patrick and Andre at chimerareptile.com. Brian Bodie, Reptiles. That's my boy in Vegas, okay? Actually, Patrick from Chimera is going to be in Vegas next week, so maybe them two could hook up. Brian's fucking awesome. Brian Bodie Ball Pythons, if you need a quality ball python. Great family snakes. Look at these people. These people are so nice. I mean, Lori's been, suspiciously absent from some of the shows lately. But they got a whole bunch of Xanthic Desert Ghost shit. I don't know. Probably look at that Morph Market and buy something. Although Morph Market sucks balls right now, so fucking who the fuck knows? Portuguese pythons. They're my people in California. Listen, if you're in California and you need a quality ball python, look no further than fucking Portugal. Portuguese ball pythons. Or Portuguese pythons on Instagram. They have that dumb little underscore, and I don't know why. My boy Shane at Small Town Exotics. Listen, there's nothing you could say about Shane that's fucking bad, right? I mean, Shane is fucking awesome. Shane does ball pythons, he does hognose, he does geckos. He's one of the guys that you could fucking trust, right? So go visit Small Town Exotics on the old IG. He actually just started a Patreon too, and he's fucking killing it. So he actually puts money into his shit, puts money into his camera gear and everything else and editing stuff. So he's going to do really good on Patreon. We got one spot left open for rent. If you want to sponsor this show, let me know. I'll give you a good deal because we only have about half the year left. And one guy dropped out. So I'd like to fill that up and, get that moving if we could do that. Okay. So let's talk to some of the people who were here early. I'm not going to call you early birds because that was gay. Okay. I'm going to just say the people that were here early. Arvin over at Game of Odds. What's up, brother? Got fucking Forward Motion Reptiles. Fucking Gerald. What's up, brother? Glad you stopped by. Sorry I gave you a hard time the other night. B&T's Radical Boas and Pythons. What's up? You were here third. That's fucking awesome, man. Fucking Jamie, Rising Phoenix Reptiles. Fucking Jamie's the shit too. Fucking so everybody watch out for Jamie. That's a little plug that Jamie should be on my Patreon. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Fucking Shannon, what's up, hot stuff? Fucking Shannon Red. Jen Kate is here. What's up, Jen Kate? It was her birthday this week, so everybody fucking say happy birthday to Jen Kate. Look, my chick is here. Fucking Krisha Rains is here. Thank you for coming, babe. I appreciate it. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Oh, look at this. A hot shot. We got the guy with the biggest fucking ball python group on fucking Facebook. Like 11,000 fucking something. What's up? It's your boy, Steve. What's going on, Steve? Or Jenny? Look at this. Sean is here and wasn't first. Kind of insulted, but what the fuck ever. First on everybody else's fucking podcast. Gecko Diva. Nicely done this morning. Fucking, I appreciate what you're doing. And I appreciate the fact that you actually get dressed up for your fucking show now. I appreciate that. That's a smart thing to do, man. Fucking John Carlson from Southern California. This guy looks way too professional to even be a fan of mine, but he might be a fan of Erin. So that's probably why. Blazing Blue Tongues from all the way from fucking down under, fucking Australia, and the cripple too. All right, how about that? I'm pulling cripples from all over the fucking world, bitch. Ghouls and geckos. What's up, brother? Look at this, Antoine. Fucking. I mean, Erin makes me only like 3 letters in the alphabet. Yeah, I know, right? FUK. Anyway, right, my boy Dick is here. He's always here. I fucking love him for it. Let's see. TNA Snakes. Fucking Anthony, what's up? I really wish the T part would fucking come every now and then. Tags Pythons, that's my boy there. Let's see. Lizard Hunt. Are we doing that now? Are we doing the lizard thing like the snake thing? I fucking hate that. I don't know. You could I know. Spell that fucking word right. All right. But thank you for coming, brother. Look at this, my boy Timothy, always fucking showing up and always super chatting. If you want to ask Erin a question tonight, throw a super chat on. I'll make sure we throw it on the screen and she could answer it. See a serpent, Stan. What's up, brother? Fucking Stan, do me a favor and DM me when the show is over. I got something that I'd like to ask you. Sky High Morphs, what's up, fucking brother? How are you doing? Let's see. All right, look at this. Finally, fucking my boy Kevin from Sugar Skull Serpents. Okay, all right. Yeah, I know you're tired of looking at me when I have a chick this fucking hot on the show, right? It's look, I'm gonna introduce you now as the only chick that made a chick break up with me just because I hung out with you. This is Erin Nichole. What's going on, babe? How are you?
Hey, how are you? I'm doing all right, thanks.
Yeah, that was fucking wild, right? I called you lovely. Yeah, I called you
lovely
lovely
that.
on the podcast. And she was like, get the fuck out of me. You're fucking this girl. I was like, if I was fucking this girl, you would know because I would tell everybody, okay? Anyway, you've carved out a little niche for yourself in this whole fucking reptile. I'm pretty sure you're the only one doing this. Why don't you tell us about what you do every day for these retarded reptile people?
Well, I don't know. I saw a need, I guess, potentially for people in our community and with real estate, because I'm a real estate agent, realtor in Texas. It's where I operate. It's what I do. It's how I feed my animals, my geckos, my kids, all the stuff. Anyway, but I saw that like there's kind of a need for somebody who understands what we need and what we want with our reptiles, and I've even run into some real estate agents and just random people that, they just don't get it. They're like, ooh, gross. Like, ooh, I'm so scared of that. I won't even go in that house even. And well, I got you.
Well, and also, because you've been doing this for a long time, you know what people need, right? Like fucking
right.
And what they require. And funny thing is, it's like just in the last month and a half, I'd say, you've gotten places for 2 reptile people, right?
Yes.
One I think a lot of you guys know is John Feely. And the other guy was that the turtle guy.
Yeah, the tortoise guy. Will with Capodolo Farms in California. He's making the move to Texas. He's gonna bring his tortoises here. He's gonna have to change the name from Capodolo Farms to Capodolo Ranch because this is Texas.
You guys don't have.
It's kind of what we do here.
Yeah. And what did you have to do special for them? Like, first of all, were you shocked at how many reptile people could afford houses? Like, you're like, oh yeah, you actually qualify for this house.
I just thought they all lived in tubs. Whatever.
No, fucking, they all live in some type of trailer. Technically a tub, yeah. What's been the the hardest part of helping out reptile people?
Man, I don't know. I don't even know that it's been a hard part. Well, I mean, I guess it's not hard, but it's been different. Is that a lot of them are they're looking for land or properties outside of like the area that I kind of live. So both of them have been a significant, drive distance from where I'm at. Like, the Feelies looked in North Texas to be closer to family and whatnot. And that was probably about a 5-hour drive. We knocked it out. And then this one with, the tortoise farm, that was like 4.5-hour drive down to South Texas. So I'm kind
And
of
you're based out of like the Houston area, right?
generally Houston area. I have had some clients in the Central Texas, San Antonio kind of area as well. And I like the area a lot, actually. Maybe one day I'll move there, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. If I get enough reptile business, I can just have 2 houses. I don't know.
Well,
Reptile real estate business.
but you don't need to be in Houston to help anybody, right?
No, not necessarily. And in fact, like I can still help people who aren't even in Texas. And how that happens is, I don't know, say like, for example, you're thinking of making a move at some point in the future. And if you don't move to Texas, I can still help you with the process of finding a realtor or real estate agent that is qualified and understands like what your needs would be regarding your collection and challenges that may encounter. I mean, some of the things that people don't think about is like with us, you need to make sure that you can keep whatever species that you have or whatever you want to, raise, or if you want to have, a rodent operation or something, you need to make sure that you can do that within the city limits or the counties and areas where you're looking at living. Because if you can't, but you also need to have a realtor that has the mindfulness to think of those things as well. So
have you ever spent like fucking 20 emails on a person and then they get back to you and they say, okay, sounds great, let me just talk to my wife about it, and then never hear from them again? Because that's the MO, right? That's the MO.
Oh my God, it totally is. That's real special. Yeah, actually, there's been some kind of things like that. I mean, not quite the, okay, let me talk to my husband about buying the house or, whatever, but there's the real estate version of that.
Right. Well, you've been keeping reptiles for a while, right? Because when I met you 5 or 6 years ago, you were going after I don't think it was ball pythons, right?
No, I had a sizable collection of ball pythons. But I had some other species too. I had some Angolans. I really, really like those snakes. I had a big Dumerals boa that I wanted to do some stuff with too, but I lost everything.
You lost everything.
Yeah, I lost my whole collection. It was 2021 where there was that awful freeze that took out Texas, and I didn't have power for 5 days.
Oh, so you were one of those people that that dickhead was fucking cursing out, that Chris Cersei guy. They're like, why weren't you Texas people more prepared for a blizzard when you guys haven't had a blizzard in like 120 years?
Like ever. Yeah. And I mean, being coastal Texas, we're typically a little better shielded from that, temperatures like that, because we have the Gulf that sort of insulates us, I guess, if you will, temperature wise. But yeah, I have 5 days. And it was the worst fallout. And I get nobody froze, nobody turned into like an ice block in their tub. But it was the fallout for the next 6 to 8 months of just losing animals left and right. I couldn't, there was just nothing I could do other than trying to control temperatures and humidity in the room.
Right.
But it was just, and it broke my heart. Like it truly, like I lost my passion and my heart for keeping for a number of years after that. And I was just sick.
Well, and what made you decide to like start it up again? I'm glad you did realize like fucking like ball python people got no money, right? Like that's what it doesn't really matter. So when a ball python person loses their collection, regardless of how tragic it may be or whatever, you kind of know they're not, they're not going to get back into it because they got no money. They couldn't sell their animals when, things were sunny every day. Okay. So, so what brought you back into it? Because I'm seeing all these posts by you that you're like, oh, I'm driving 43 hours to Tinley now, and I'm driving 80 hours to fucking St. Louis, and I'm gonna fucking pick up a gecko and all this other shit. So what kind of brought you back into it?
Well, as you know, now there may not be a lot of other people that know this, but like that there's like a really great group of Texas reptile people.
Yeah.
You know who they are. I think, what do you call them? The Texas Mafia or whatever it is you call us. Well, all of those guys, I'd gone to one of the Herps shows back in September, I think it was, of last year. And I just realized how much I missed all those people and just hanging out with them and just being just back in that community of people. And I missed the hell out of them, to be honest. And at that point, I didn't get anything that show, but I don't know, maybe another show I came back because again, I wanted to, see my people and everything. But while I was at one of those shows, like I found this gecko that I had never seen before. And I was like, well, this is uncommon. This is kind of cool. What is this? And I started, getting a little more info into it. And I was like, man, this is really, really cool. So I got a couple of them, and they're the Saracenorum geckos. There's not a whole lot. I mean, not a whole lot of people that keep them, but there's a handful of people around, and they're New Caledonian species. So they don't really, they're pretty easy, I guess, care wise. And I'm all about that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got a pair of those, and I'll be damned if I didn't bring them home. And my cats, like, I have the hairless cats. I got a bunch of those little turds.
Yeah, I see them in the background. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. One of them sitting on top of my day gecko, my temporary day gecko enclosure. But yeah. So I'd be damned if I didn't bring them home the first night after the show, and they knocked the bin over for one of them and it got out. And I'm like, great, there's a freaking mortgage payment with legs running around my house right now. Ended up finding her. She dropped her tail and stuff. She ended up being okay. And she's, fortunately they regrow their tails. So she won't be like a little
misfit,
short tail. But anyway, but now I've got I think 12 of them or so. So yeah. I'm back in
them now, or
I will be. I think mine are probably about a year out, maybe less than a year. A couple of them are less than a year, but I picked up quite a few of them from various vendors at Tinley, and then I picked up some from Carl, of course, Vargas. Down in South Texas. I love Carl. He's my buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're really cool, really, really cool geckos. And then hopefully soon, I'll be producing enough, and then I can start vending and all the good stuff with.
Oh, so you're going back to vending, huh? Like, ugh, gross. Okay, that's
or maybe I won't vend. I mean, maybe I'll just go be like I always do and just help out with tables here and there. But
that's the funny thing, because when we met, I had known you, and I just asked you. I was like, "Do you want to come help sell shirts while I record?"
Yeah.
And within 20 minutes, we're all behind the table making like fucking pussy jokes and cock jokes and all that. And what we didn't realize is that there was a woman who did children's tattoos at the next table.
It was like the kids' face painting table was like next to us.
And we're like, holy shit, there's a bunch of children here. And I just made a retard joke or a fucking cock joke. And but then that woman was like, oh, I love what's going on here. Pussy, 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 dick, 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 fucking cock, cock, cock. And I'm like, oh, okay, these Texas people are okay. And that was actually the first show that JT and John from Morph Market, John who used to own Morph Market, contacted me about doing sponsors. So that was actually a good trip for me, because I can't really go to these shows because I sell nothing, right? Like what am I going to sell? Shirts? Like fucking, that's a waste. and then I got to fucking figure out a way to get these shirts there, and then I got to fucking get all the recording stuff there. So I don't really go to many shows anymore. But speaking of Texas Mafia, when I did do another one, I did a herp show. I think that you couldn't make it uh down there, and like
Well, I met
Heidi.
you at that one. I met you at the one herp show. Is that the one where they had the parking lot party?
Oh fuck! When it was like 200 degrees out at 10:30 at night, yeah, fucking
Yes, I was
yeah,
there. I was there for that.
that was fucking horrible, right? Like it was so bad. It was like
It
I
was
was just
hot.
like, how do you people live like this? Like you people are all fucking like dancing around at 10:30 at night in 200-degree weather, like we're not in the seventh circle of fucking hell, right? Like fucking, it's just a horrible. I think I stayed until 11. And then I tapped out. I had James Lewis drive me back to the fucking hotel. And I was like, dude, I got to get the fuck out of here. Because these fat bastards are eating fucking meat in 200-degree weather. Like fucking shit just doesn't bother them. And the one problem I have about Texas is everybody is sweaty all the time. And that's cool if you look like you, okay? But it's not cool if you look like James Lewis and you're fucking coming up to me and wanting to hug me. Like if you're a dude and you leave sweat on me, like after you hug me, and I notice it, like fucking, I'm not gonna want to be there a lot. Like fucking, it was just a horrible, horrible fucking introduction to the Texas barbecue scene. Okay, but yeah, yeah. Now that I think about it, there was a picture of us next
Yeah,
to.
we were all like sitting on the tailgate of
Yeah.
I don't know whoever's truck that was, and there was a lot of really cool people in that picture. I
Yeah, but then a lot of uncool people like Caleb was there, right? Like that was the first time
Well,
I
bless
met
his
Caleb.
heart. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just Caleb.
Yeah, I know everybody says it's just Caleb, like that's an excuse, but fucking, it is Caleb, Um, but Caleb is kind of killing it now too. Like he has his first couple of clutches of ball pythons this year, and he hit some
Mhm.
stuff. And I
Mhm.
saw a post from him today. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of cool."
Yeah.
So that was nice to actually see him doing something. Um, and what's your plan over the next 5 years? Like what's is the plan is obviously to grow the real estate business more than the dumb gecko business, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, the geckos is it's definitely not my retirement plan by any means, but I don't know. I'm kind of in a sort of in a transition phase of my life right now. There's a lot of things going on. 5 years from now, it's hard to say with what's going on, honestly.
But you're still going to
Obviously,
be in Texas, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
You're
not leaving.
Texas
I'm
wife.
not leaving Texas.
Yeah,
I love it here. Absolutely love it here. I mean, damn, I can take my freaking gun on my pocket and like on my belt into the grocery store.
yeah.
Nobody says
I mean
shit.
that's and that's cool. I mean that's cool. I can't do that here. God knows. You can't even get a gun in New York. Like it take you. I think it's a 4-year list to get a gun, like a wait list just to get a gun. So I
Oh my
can't do
gosh.
shit. Fucking, I can't even bring one in from somewhere else. Like, let's say I'm in Texas or I'm in Reno and fucking shit like that. I can't just buy a gun and bring it back here. And, but I could buy a shotgun. They let you buy shotguns.
Long guns. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
weird.
I wouldn't mind a shotgun either because it, got a good spread, right?
Well, it's the best home defensive,
It's
firearm.
really not though. It's really not, right? Because even if you shoot the guy, the whole wall gets fucked up, right? You got to re-sheetrock the fucking living room. You got to fucking do all the reframing of your fucking diploma.
I
Like,
don't know. I'd rather re-sheetrock the freaking wall than worry about a single bullet going through the wall and hitting somebody else because that's a freaking lawsuit and a half waiting.
yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, just I'll freaking paste it up with some spackle, paint that shit, and just move on. It's fine.
Yeah, but you're handy. Like you're more of a man than I am, right? Like fucking, like I don't know how to do that. Like I'd have to pay a guy to fucking come in and do that. I don't know how to spackle. I don't even know where to get spackle. I would assume like Home Depot, right? Like fucking,
Yeah,
I'd
Home
probably be the
Depot,
place I'd go.
Ace, your corner store, your corner hardware store, or
Oh,
whatever.
we
I
don't
don't know.
have aces
Y'all don't
here.
have Ace there. Oh, what do y'all have there?
We have
Menards.
Lowe's and Home Depot.
Oh, you
Fuck yeah.
have Lowe's.
Yeah, and
Okay.
yeah, I'd never go in there. Like I don't even have like a hammer.
Oh
Like
my
fucking
god.
if I want to fucking put something in the wall, I got to use like a
Use your
stapler.
boot. Use your boot.
Yeah, now I just use the fake leg, right? Because it's metal and
Yeah, just
in the fucking wall.
oh,
Um,
that's great.
yeah, I am less than
Uh,
handy. Like, see, that's why I don't think that I would do good in Texas because Robert told me, Robert from Lone Star, he was like, next time you come, we'll get in a helicopter and we'll give you a machine gun and you could just shoot fucking pigs
oh
like
yeah.
yeah, like you're in Vietnam, like just hanging out the side of the helicopter,
That'd
fucking
be
hunting
fun.
salt, right? Like fucking, and it might be fun, but first of all, I'm thinking me and Robert in the same helicopter. That better be a Trump style helicopter, right? Like fucking a heavy duty, fucking that could handle a bunch of weight helicopter. But I was like, last thing I want to do is be the guy that they hand a machine gun to and not hit one pig at all, right? Like fucking that
There's
would
no
be
way.
so.
There's no way. You would do fine.
I don't
You
really
would do
think I
good.
could. I saw Miguel trying bull ride, so I don't really think I'd do good at that either. Like that's fucking crazy. When Jack Dunlap set up the bull riding thing for the guys from
Hmm.
California, and those
Oh yeah.
motherfuckers fell off the bull before it even the bull was all the way out of the gate, right? Like fucking they just fell. Like fucking Miguel broke a rib, right? Like fucking that was not fun. Um, so yeah, I don't know if I would do many Texas things. Like Tennessee things, I think I might because I hear Shane tell me like, oh yeah, they got a pig and they did a pig roast. And I was like, and then we just went over there and ate. And I could pretty much handle eating, no problem, right? Like fuck it, could do that. Um, but as long as they have a paved driveway right now, I could do something like that where I don't have to wheel over gravel, because that would
Yeah.
probably be pretty horrible too. But yeah, Chris, you should try skydiving. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. That's crazy. Like fucking it's like getting married, right? Like fucking half the marriages fail if you went skydiving and they told you that half the parachutes wouldn't open, like you wouldn't go fucking skydiving, right? So fucking I don't know if I necessarily want to do that. It's yeah. Plus, I think with skydiving, you could only do like you have to do your first one with a dude, like fucking strapped to your back. And I'm not having
Yeah.
that. Fucking what if that guy's dick got hard or something? Parachute didn't open. We fucking smashed into the ground. It looked like the dude fucked me into the earth. Like fucking that would not be cool. I would not
No, my God.
I would not do
Oh
that.
my Lord.
Um, but have you gone skydiving?
No, no, no,
No,
not on
right?
my list of no, I don't want to.
Yeah,
Not because I'm
fucking no.
scared. I just I don't have the need to skydive. There's other things I would rather do. So
Oh my god. So now let's talk a little bit about John Feely. Did John Feely have any reptile specific fucking needs for his place?
he just needed a lot of space. He needed a lot of space for his animals. That's what he needed. And he needed
And
to make sure that he
and did he move around the Houston area?
no, he's like north of Dallas, like the little yeah, just north of Dallas, probably about 45 minutes to an hour, I guess. North maybe an
Okay.
hour north of Dallas. Yeah.
But it's closer than
Probably
where he used to
closer.
be,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah. Oh
know.
yeah.
Where
He
he
was way
used to
out in
be
El
was like,
Paso.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking and El Paso is that I'm trying to think of all the drug dealer movies that I've seen. Is that closer to Mexico or is that at the other end of the state?
It's on the other end of the state, like closer to New Mexico, and you literally can throw a rock and hit a cartel in Mexico from El
Oh,
Paso.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, gotcha.
It's
Okay.
like there's a border like divider there for Texas and
All right. Oh,
Mexico.
gross. Okay. So he's close to the
Yeah.
civilization now.
The what? I'm sorry?
He's close to the civilization now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. And he only needed space, but obviously the tortoise guy probably needed a lot of space and a lot of room to build, right?
Right. So tortoise guy, he's got like acreage, and it's unimproved land. It doesn't have anything on it other than like electricity. There's a pole ran to it with, ways to hook up to whatever he's going to build. And it's so cool because he's going to build these, or his plan is to build these like huge, like acre and a half size enclosures for his, various species of tortoises to just like free range. And he did a lot of research into, the area of where he wanted to do this, and to make sure like the grasses and everything would be optimal for his tortoises and the types of naturally occurring, food sources that grow there. And then in addition to like temperatures and then weather, and because you don't want to have a tortoise farm and then be in an area that's prone to hail.
Right. Yeah.
That that'd just be a mess, right? But he's got some really impressive species that he's going to keep and just have out there. And he makes some really cool tortoise food too. So if anybody's, a tortoise enthusiast, look him up, see if you can get some. He vends at pretty much all the major shows too. So.
And what's the name of his company?
Capidolo Farms, Kapidolo Farms.
Okay. And in Texas right now, though, like 5 years ago, Texas was the place you could go and get something cheap. Like my friends just built a house down there, I think in San Antonio, from New York. They plan on moving to Texas to retire. Is it the same there now, or because what I'm seeing is like I basically only know of the Austin and Dallas price increases. Is it like that all over the state, or?
I'd say the major metro areas, it is actually, with the situation that, the stupid COVID stuff and how interest rates went so low, it drove the prices up everywhere.
Right.
There's a real like pricing bubble in the Austin area. If there's a real estate market in Texas that's a bubble, it's absolutely Austin. And I would attribute that to so many people from California that came there with like so much cash in hand because they sold their, $1 million 2-bedroom turd, in Huntington or something. And they were able to come here and basically buy a mansion cash, and bid up, the prices. And if it just did a lot. And that happened everywhere in the metro areas in Texas, but Austin especially because of the influx, I think, of people from the West Coast. There's still people coming here a lot. I think the two states that most people were moving to was Texas and then also Florida. But what I'm hearing is that there's people now that are leaving Florida and coming to Texas. I've even heard that there's various reptile people that are leaving Florida to come to Texas
because of all the regulations and everything there, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I can help those guys too. If you guys are sick of Florida's ridiculous regulations with animals and keeping, holler at me. We'll find you something here. Texas isn't
Texas,
so.
They don't give a fuck. You could keep anything in Texas, right?
Yeah, you keep a fucking tiger. I mean,
yeah.
I think Joe Rogan did a whole thing on that, in fact, and it was. I mean, he didn't tell any lies. You can. I think there's what did he say? There's like more. Like
there's more tigers
in captivity in Texas than there is actually in the whole of the wild. I was like, damn, that's
the way it fucking goes. But then you see things like this last Dallas show. They couldn't bring retics and they couldn't bring fucking large boas and everything else.
Yeah, well, that was just a Dallas city thing. I mean, if you found a spot just on the outskirts of the Dallas city limits, I mean, you'd be fine. You should be able to keep. Which is why, they always had it in Arlington because it wasn't Dallas, and you can do all the, the big animals and the big, constrictors and stuff there. But I mean, the venue wasn't bad. but it was just disappointing that it was kind of restricted. But I'll tell you, there's a few people there that just didn't give a shit. They still had their. I ain't
I'm
gonna say no
surprised.
names because I don't want no beef with those
Right,
people.
right,
But
right. Yeah, I'm surprised Potter let that
but
happen.
if you were there, you know.
Right. Yeah, but probably a
So
lot of parking lot deals going down and shit like that, you know.
I don't know. I don't spend time in the parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, come on. All right, come on. That's not what I heard. I heard when
Well,
you
I
were younger.
mean, I
Yeah,
carry whiskey in the trunk, you
yeah,
know. So-
yeah, I know. But like
I do actually.
you're so fucking Texas, you know. Well, Austin is more like the liberal
hmm It
hotspot
always has
of
been.
Texas, right?
It
Yeah.
always has been.
So when guys move, like I know that I think Rogan moved to Austin. I think Segura
Mhm.
moved to Austin. There's a lot of yeah, like fucking that's Corey Martintown, right? Austin.
Yeah, yeah. Corey
So
lives over there.
yeah, so you know it ain't gonna be an affordable place to live, right? Like if Corey lives there, right? Like fucking Corey's like, I ain't living in no shack, right? Like
I love,
fucking,
I love
right?
Corey. She's got some great stuff.
No,
She's
I
cool
love
people,
Corey
but
too. I
yeah.
especially love all the monitors and stuff that Corey's been doing.
Oh man, she's got some beautiful, beautiful monitors.
Well,
Uh,
so in your mafia there, I'm gonna
Yeah,
put you on the spot. Who's your favorite breeder in the mafia?
I don't have a favorite breeder in
Oh,
the
come
mafia.
on, you know you do. Like,
No, like I love them all, but I mean, I'm not. I'm not keeping snakes anymore, but I still love them just the same. I mean, for what my interests are and everything, and I can like talk geckos with. I mean, Carl. I mean, Carl
oh
and I
yeah,
have gotten to be, yeah, Carl and I have gotten to be, really close buddies. And yeah, we chat too every once in a while about stuff. But
yeah, I like Carl because he's a big Bigfoot fan.
and Robert too, Robert's really knowledgeable in gecko species as well. So Robert and I have kind of buddied up as well.
Robert
Privet.
Privet, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
He's good people.
yeah, I was gonna say not Big Robert, you know, like fucking Big Robert. I don't think keeps any geckos.
Yeah.
So when's your next big show that you're going to?
Um, mm, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about, I mean, I don't know if it is kind of a big show and it's local here, but there's the Reptilian Nation show. Houston's going to put one on in May.
Right.
I mean, I might just go to hang out and just check stuff out. Originally I was going to go to Dallas that weekend. Cowboy Cerrone, if there's any MMA fans here, was going to ride Dana White's bull at the PBR, like whatever, like rodeo things, but he messed up his arm, so he's not riding. So I'm just like, I don't think I'm gonna go now. I might go to that one, maybe. I don't know if I don't have anything else better going on.
Yeah,
But
well,
then
Reptilian Nation puts on good big shows, right?
yeah, they have them kind of all over the place, and this would be the first time that I would have gone to one. I don't know, there was like some kind of
Yeah, beef with herps.
yeah, there was something going on, and I mean, yeah, I didn't really like get the whole scoop on it or whatever, but I mean, I'm a Herbst loyalist. I love those guys, Sean and
Yeah,
Lori.
no,
I mean,
so am I.
they do such an incredible job of putting it on, and they're just great people all around.
Yeah. Are you going to
But
Conroe?
yeah, oh yeah, I'll be at Conroe in June if I can get away with it. If time, schedule allows, obviously. I would love to go to Daytona.
Yeah,
Maybe this year.
Daytona is definitely in the plan. Yeah,
I
Daytona.
would love to go, but I don't know if I don't know. I would like to, but I don't know if I'll get to.
Yeah,
Um,
the show sucks, right? But the party hangout part is cool. You
that's what
know,
I've
like
heard.
yeah,
Yeah.
the show is just like so the fuck what?
It's another
But,
reptile show, whatever, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
and
social aspect.
it's like just more of a pain in the ass, right? Because if anybody from outside of Florida comes in, they got to go through like a rigmarole of fucking licensing and everything else, right?
Oh my
So,
God, I know. It's a mess.
yeah, that's just a shit part about it. But it's fun. Like, was this your first Tinley that you went to?
Yes, it was. It was
Uh,
great.
Yeah, dude. How long did you go for though? You drove up there.
Yeah,
Went
drove
out
up
like
there with a bunch of the crew. And so I was there from like setup day all the way through Sunday. Now I missed Saturday though. Oh God. Friday night. And well, let me put some context on the story before I give it to you. Prior to meeting in Dallas to meet up with the crew and then drive up there, like I had been on the road doing real estate for, I don't know, like a whole week. And typically when I'm driving, I'm on the road. I don't drink a whole lot of water because I don't want to have to stop every 30 minutes for a bathroom break, and traveling by yourself as a woman. I mean, you just have to be careful, so I
right.
don't want to stop into any gas station and then have to shoot somebody or something. I just would rather rather avoid that whole scenario, right? Well, so I wasn't hydrating well. Well, Friday night, after setup, I had a few drinks at the bar, not nothing crazy, just a few that you normally could handle. Oh my God, I was so sick on Saturday. I could not leave my hotel room. I was sick as a dog. Sick as a dog. And I was also trying to get Feely's deal like finished, like under contract, and all the signatures and all the details worked out. So I was working at Tinley on real estate. In
Right.
fact, I was behind the booth and I was typing away on my computer trying to get it done. But yeah, I missed all of Saturday, which really sucked because, it just
Well,
sucked.
Saturday's the auction day too, right? Did you at least go to the auction?
I did. I finally started feeling well enough to leave the hotel in the evening time, and I did go to the auction, and that was fun. That was I mean, I've been to NARBC auctions before. I think with you actually when we did the Arlington thing
Right.
that one time. That was the first one and the only other one I'd been to. I mean, it was fun. It was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was
The
really
one thing
rowdy
I
and
did
loud
learn
and chaotic, but yeah.
when we did that Arlington show together,
Mm-hmm.
and I just let you book the hotel rooms,
Oh God.
and I mean it was at like some murder hotel where you walk into it and there's chalk outlines on the fucking floor. And I
Yeah.
remember Donato was like,
Well,
Donato goes,
Donato didn't stay there. He
no,
stayed
Donato stayed at
around.
like, the main hotel. And he was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right. And I'm like, no, this is where she said we should stay. Right. And he goes, well, I'm not staying there. That shit's like $100 a night, and I'm not staying at $100 a night hotel. And it was a little fucked up. It was a little fucking scary. It was a Howard Johnson's, which I didn't even know that they made that Howard Johnson was still open. Okay, so that when we like, I went to Howard Johnson's like with my family on a drive down to Florida when I was 11, right? Like I never been to Howard Johnson's as an adult, and as an adult in the 2000 teens, it's a pretty hard place. Like fucking, it was. But that's where you introduced me to Beaver Nuggets.
Oh
And
yeah,
oh
Beaver
my God,
Nuggets.
they're so fun. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yes,
no, it's
Beaver
not
Nuggets.
nothing dirty. All right. It's these fucking nuggets that fucking Bucky's makes. Yeah, I was just like, holy fuck, these things are
It's like
fucking killer.
freaking diabetes in a bag. They're so sweet.
Yeah. I looked at her when she gave me the bag like she wants to kill me, right? I'm like, this might kill me. But dude, they're so good. And that's the benefit that you have being in Texas is you have Bucky's all over the place, right?
Yeah, like on the major highways and stuff. In fact, I actually have one not that far from the house. I'll send you some Beaver Nuggets if you need.
Yeah, I might need some Beaver Nuggets. And also, well, I also learned like the next time I went down to Texas when we went down to JT's, it was like we had stopped at a Bucky's on our way down there, and I don't know if you people know Bucky's, but Bucky's like has a barbecue place inside Bucky's, right? Where they cook like brisket and fucking all this other shit. And then you could also buy like ammunition and fucking like just like everything. It's like a
earrings for grandma.
Yeah, like their store is the size of a Walmart, right? Like they're
it's huge.
like where you'd ordinarily go in just to get a soda, like that little area is the size of a Walmart, right? And we ate like I didn't know that they cooked food in there, right? So I fucking was just like, all right, I'll take a brisket, I'll take a breakfast burrito, I'll take whatever. Um, and uh, and we ate, and then I got to JT's, and I felt so bad because JT had ordered like 20 different kinds of barbecue and sausage. And I'm like, he's like, yo, I got a bunch of food here. I'm like, dude, I already ate. Right. And he's like, dude, like, what the fuck, man? And he spent like $200 on all this fucking meat and shit. And I felt horrible. Hold on 1 second. Fuck you, buddy. Okay. Fucking. Right. You look like you eat beaver nuggets, but you're very relevant in the community. Yeah, fuck you, man. Fucking, let's see who won't be waking up at fucking 7 o'clock on Wednesday now. Okay. All right. So no plans on moving out of Texas.
No. I lived outside of Texas once, and yeah, it wasn't awesome. I had to get back home. So
Where'd you
I was
live?
in LA for
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, I was in LA for about a year. I was
Oh,
working, just stuff.
the stuff.
Not like the in like the not that kind of stuff.
LA. Yeah.
No, I was I'd actually prior to that I worked in emergency operations, and I left that job at the NASA Johnson Space Center, and I moved out there, and I was looking for emergency communications jobs with various, I guess, law enforcement type of dispatching
Right.
centers, stuff like that. And it was really, really hard to find a job, even with that qualification on my resume, my history of where I've been for so long. It was really, really tough. But I just ended up doing, I did a lot of modeling, like legit modeling, commercial print, stuff like that. I mean, I'd done that here too, but lots of promotional modeling and stuff. And I managed to get by until I couldn't, because it was so hard. And then I came home. So.
Yeah. LA is crazy expensive.
It really is. Like, God, it was hard to believe, like, how hard it was to survive there. And I understand why a lot of people turn to, different industries that they may not have done otherwise, because it's a matter of like, am I going to have food?
Yeah.
Am I, like, am I going to end up on the street? And now there's a lot of people on the street out there because it's just insane.
Well, yeah. I mean, when we moved there, directly in LA, I remember people asking me, like, they're like, when you see that TV show where the woman gets off the bus, and she's from like Kansas, and next thing you know, she's fucking acting in porn and on drugs, like a month later. And I was like, a month? Fucking, it happened so much quicker than that. Like, fucking.
Yeah, you gave him a month.
Like, fucking a month, the girl would consider herself successful. But I remember being in LA, paying like $8,500 a month rent, and fucking, it was just like, I was like, what are we doing here? And then when we finally bought a house, I tell the story a lot. Like, fucking, my girlfriend at the time was like, I want this house because it had an infinity pool in it, right? And I was like, fuck you. We're not going to get a house. That pool probably costs like $4,000 a month to maintain, right? Like, we're not going to fucking get a house with an infinity pool. And we ended up getting a house because I'm a pussy and I do whatever the hot girl wants, right? So we ended up buying the house. And then when we decided to move to get a little bit more space, the realtor was showing us other houses. And I was like an arrogant dickhead. I was like, what are you showing this fucking house for? It doesn't even have an infinity pool. I'm like, what did I become poor all of a sudden? Like, do you want me to live like a fucking animal? It doesn't have a fucking infinity pool. Fuck you. We're not buying this house. And funny thing is, I never went in the infinity pool at all.
Not even once after you had to.
I went in the tub that was attached to it twice. right? And the alligator that we had went into the infinity pool more than I did, so I fucking never went in there. Um, but but it was a cool experience because it was like, I'll tell you one thing, I loved living in a house with an infinity pool a hell of a lot better than I love living in an 1,100 square foot house in the middle of fucking Westchester, 1 bedroom fucking piece of shit. So it's very humbling coming out of LA. And you lasted a year. I lasted 12 years before I came back, and it was see, I liked it at the time I was there, but I was doing the shit that you probably didn't want to do,
No, probably not. Now,
but
when were you there? When, like, what years? What was
I
that
was there
12-year
from
range?
99 to 2011.
Oh, so you were you were leaving as I was coming in, because
Oh yeah, yeah.
I moved there in 2011 was when
Oh, okay.
I moved there, and then oh wait, hold on. No. 2010 was when I moved there, and then I left in like 2011.
Oh, you're a short timer.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. I mean, it was like a year.
And
Closely now.
was it just the expense that made you go back to Texas, or was it the people? Because the people there are just the worst. I mean, fucking
Man.
California people, especially
Well,
LA people, are the horrible people.
the trouble with the people there, and this isn't true for everybody, obviously, but generally speaking, the people that I encountered, more like on a just random kind of basis, they were all people from somewhere else. They weren't
Yeah,
even native to California, for that
right.
matter. And so they were all coming there to be something. So then they had to create like this, I don't know, persona of who they wanted to portray themselves as in order to, I don't know, gain status or friends, or to appear to be something that really and truly they aren't. They're like Margaret from Ohio, when they're trying to be, Cassandra from the Valley or whatever. And there's just the a lot, just the fakeness of a lot
Yeah,
of the people that I encountered was just like, oh, I just like, I can't. Like, I'm from here. I didn't move there to try and like become something. I didn't try to go be, the next big actress or singer or even model. That's just what I, ended up doing. Well, part of what I was doing while I was there. And it was just disheartening, because I'm like, oh my God, can you just have like a real fucking conversation instead of
no,
telling
that
me about who you know and what you've done? I'm like, I'm not trying to like, I'm just trying to have a friend. And like there was a couple of Texas people that I met that we could, be on the same level and let the guard down and just be like, hey, let's go get some barbecue, or something. And have a beer and some barbecue and just hang. But then like the people that were the absolute best, like worth their weight in gold, and I still stay in touch with many of them even to this day. They were the people that are like native Angelinos or native
right,
Californians,
right.
and like those people, oh, freaking love them. Real, just great people. Love
Yeah,
them.
the
But
problem I had with it was uh we lost our deal and we lost our business at the same time. And I just got exhausted with like people looking behind you when you're talking to them to see if there's anybody more important in the room
oh
that they're
yes,
looking
yes,
out
that
for
was
them.
so
Yeah,
annoying. Yes,
yeah,
like always looking around. Oh,
yeah.
gosh, I'm just
It
like,
was,
I'm here. Talk to me here.
but
I'm not.
yeah, no, they don't care there. They don't give a shit there. Yeah, I met some of the worst people I've ever met in my life, but I met some of the best people I ever met in my life there too.
Mhm.
And what LA taught me to do was like it got my funny chops up to par, because when you look like me and you go into a place where everybody is like stunningly beautiful, you're like, I really got to up my game a little bit somehow so that I'm not alone here for the next 12 years, because like in LA, like the women get dressed up to go fucking food shopping. Right. It's
Mhm.
like I remember telling my girlfriend, like, let's go food shopping. And she's like, yeah, I got to get ready. And I'm like, get ready? Like, what the fuck do you mean we got to get ready? But then I moved back to New York And I went to a supermarket here and I saw a woman in like sweats and rollers in her hair. And I'm like, fuck, I wish I was back in LA. I'm like, fucking, LA does have something good to say for
Oh
it.
my god.
So it was just fucking, yeah, just a horrible, horrible move. And I moved back here to kind of watch my niece grow up. And I realized that that's not a good reason to move anywhere. Like, that's not a reason to put your life on hold for a fucking 5-year-old fucking kid that, like, you're like, oh, I want to go see her in the school play. I want to go see her sing. And then you go to the school and they got you sitting in these tiny ass fucking chairs that normal people can't fucking sit in. And then kids are all up on stage and you don't even know if your niece is there. You're like,
You're like, they just all look the same.
yeah, they all look the fucking
Little
same.
short kids.
Yeah. No, it was not a worthwhile reason to move back. But it's but I'm glad I still moved back, because when I had all my health shit, like my stroke and fucking the leg, like if I had to depend on my LA musician friends to help me out, like I'd be fucking dead, right? Like there'd be no way. Like fucking dude telling me I gotta go to the doctor's office, and I'm looking at him like, you wear makeup at 3:00 in the afternoon. Fuck you. I'm not listening to you. Like fucking, I would so be dead. So it's good to be around family, but fucking the one thing that being in LA gave me was, as far as family stuff is, like, I tell people this all the time, you will never know what a 3,000-mile buffer zone will do for your relationship with your family. Because like fucking 3,000 miles away, we didn't talk about personal shit. We didn't talk about anything. I knew if anybody died or nobody died, I'm good with that, right? I moved back here and I'm 20 minutes away from my closest family member now. And I get dragged into all the dumb shit, like fucking that. The other thing is, when I left for LA, I had 4 cousins. When I came back from LA, I had something like 72 cousins. And like, people in my family like to fuck, apparently. And they like to fuck non-white people, because fucking I had so many brown kids in my family now. I don't even know their names. Okay. And they're cousins of mine. And I fucking never even fucking said one word to them. So that's the benefit of being in LA too. Like fucking, you're further away from the family, but overall, like the cost, I went from it costing like $2,500 a month to live in New York to like the first house that I got in LA cost me like $13,000 a month to live in LA.
Yeah.
And when you got to hit that nut every month, it's fucking stressful as fuck, So look at this, fucking Feely's here. Boom, best realtor ever. That's what I'm saying. That's why she. Right?
Thanks, John. Thank you.
Is Feely in his new house yet or no?
No, not yet. They're what is today? The 5th. They got a few more days before they'll be driving over.
Okay, cool. Fucking, I haven't talked to John in a while, so fucking.
We need to catch up. He'll give you the scoop.
Yeah, he'll definitely hook it up. I actually talked to John at the last Arlington I was at, and that was like 2 years ago, maybe. So, anyway, listen. Obviously, you know your shit, okay? So, how could people get in touch with you if they need to get in touch with you?
Well, I would say just follow me on Facebook. That's probably the simplest way, and you can kind of see what's going on with my real estate. When I'm traveling, the photos I'm posting, and I also post occasionally like little infographics of like what's going on out there in the real estate world, and just fun things, just educational things, and I do send out monthly items of value to people. If you want me to drop some of those into the mail to you, you can always DM me your info. But Erin Nichole on Facebook, and then my little like profile picture is a Texas flag. I'm sure if you look me up, we'll have like a bunch of reptile mutuals. That'll probably be the best way to figure out that it's me. Yeah. And I'm on Instagram too. It's it's TX Erin Nichole.
Do you have a website or no?
No, I don't really have one. I don't really need one.
You're like, I'm good looking and sell real estate. Fucking, I don't need one. Right?
Not right now. Maybe at some point I'll call you up and you can build a freaking badass website for me.
Well, you let me know. We'll fucking do it. All right, Erin, thank you for taking in time to hang with me for an hour.
Yeah,
What I'm gonna do is
absolutely.
I'm gonna throw you backstage and just hang out for 5 minutes. I'm just gonna say goodbye to everybody. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Erin Nichole. Erin Nichole on Facebook. Fucking, and don't send her dick pics. Okay.
No,
She's
please
she's
don't do that.
past that.
No,
Okay.
no.
She's past that. Fucking just don't do it. No
Yeah,
dick pics. All right,
I
Erin.
know.
I'll
Yeah,
talk
no,
to
no, no.
you. All right. Yeah, she's fucking badass, man. I've known her for 5 or 6 years, and she's been badass since the fucking time I met her. Dragon Soul, Patrick, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Fucking just want to thank ATFC. I want to thank everybody for fucking coming by tonight. Look at this, Ebony and Ira. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Fucking 15 minutes of lame winner. Fucking Paul Santoriello, fucking Paulie Bag of Donuts, fucking love him. Thanks everybody for coming by. Just so you know, I'm gonna be on fucking Proper Royals on Tuesday night. Look at this. Fucking Adam says, and Adam knows his shit. He says that I am the preeminent media brand of the reptile industry. Preeminent, okay? Fucking big fucking word. Fucking check me out Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on Adam's show. Adam and I have a couple of shows behind us where we really tore it up, and fucking the people have liked it. So stop by that on Tuesday night if you can. Again, if you want more of fucking all of this, check out the Patreon. Go to the Fatman Nation website. There's a link for the Patreon right there. There's also one right underneath here. And even if you don't sign up for the Patreon, sign up for the newsletter. We got a lot of shit going on. And I actually, for all the members of Patreon that we do have, I have a guy setting up my Discord now, because I'm not going to fucking take the time to figure that out. So I got a guy setting it up, so that will launch it sometime this week. Listen, I appreciate you guys for stopping by and fucking showing me some love on a fucking Sunday night. Next Sunday, Bronx Down Under. No, god damn it. It's not Bronx Down Under. It's my one white friend and my one black friend. So we're going to be doing that next Sunday at 10. So come by for that if you can. And other than that, I'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.